The reason belly fat won't go away, even when you're training and eating well, is almost always the same thing. You're not sustaining a calorie deficit consistently enough for long enough. Not because you lack the discipline, but because the four behaviours that actually make the deficit stick are the ones most men have never been shown properly. And around 60% of men in the UK and US are carrying too much belly fat. So if that's you, you're not broken and you're not alone. My name is Adam, I'm a performance nutritionist, and I've helped over 200 men shift it. And the cortisol belly, hormone lock, insulin spiking from the wrong carb story, that's just marketing. Here are the four things that actually move it. So the first daily action has nothing to do with food. And it's probably one that no one expects. I've had a client called Chris. He lifts 4 times a week. He hits his steps. He tracks everything. And he was getting good results. I mean, he got good results when he was getting them. But every time the scale hit a new low, that same evening he'd have some extra beers, some extra food. Yes, he was logging all of it, but blew straight through his deficit every single time. Now, when I flagged it, he openly told me that he was just treating himself because he'd put in the work. But he wasn't. He was actually self-sabotaging, and he genuinely had no idea he was self-sabotaging. And I see this pattern more often than not. Not men who are lazy and undisciplined, but men who are doing everything right on paper and then quietly pulling the handbrake every time progress starts to build momentum. Sometimes it's a binge after a good week. Sometimes it's the I've been good, I deserve this logic that ruins 3 days of work in one night. And sometimes it's never fully committing because if you don't go all in, you can't really fail. And with Chris, we didn't change his training. We didn't even touch his calories or macros because he wasn't hitting them. We went back to his why, the actual reason he wanted this. And we built 3 daily non-negotiables he focuses on instead of chasing perfect days. And that shifted everything for him. So here's your first daily action. Every morning, ask yourself one question. What would a man do that's steadily losing belly fat today? What would he do today? Not about how do I feel about my body, not about was yesterday good enough, just what does that man do today, like the entire day? And pick one behavior. It might be hitting your calories, it might be hitting your protein, getting your steps in, or just logging all your food. And win the day on that one thing. And when you slip, not if, decide in advance how you'll get back on track, because perfect or nothing is the exact mindset keeping belly fat exactly where it is. And if your belly fat has stopped moving despite eating well during the week, the most likely reason is lack of daily planning rather than just lack of willpower. Most men make their worst food decisions in the moments they're already hungry, they're already tired, and surrounded by what's just more convenient. And then they wonder why they lack discipline. And I can tell you firsthand, this is not a willpower problem. It's a planning problem. And I can tell you because I experienced the same thing about 10 years ago when I started my first office job in recruitment. I wasn't pre-deciding meals, I wasn't planning. I was just winging it every day and eating out consistently. The meals weren't filling, so I'd overorder, and before I know it, I was eating way more than I needed to without even realizing it. For the first week, I genuinely thought I just needed more discipline, but I was completely wrong about that. And in week 2, I caught what was actually happening. It wasn't that I lacked willpower. It was that I was leaving every food decision to the moment I was already hungry, already tired, actually completely spent. And I was surrounded by what was just convenient. So I started doing a food shop on Sunday and prepping my carb sources like my potatoes. I was eating quinoa at the time, whatever, like prepping them for the days ahead, for at least 3 days ahead. And that was it. I didn't make it more complicated. I actually simplified it. And that, for me, changed everything. Now, this is something I consistently see with guys I work with. They train hard, But then on the way home, they hit a drive-through because nothing's ready. Or maybe they snack while food is getting made. So then they end up eating well during the day and overeating at night because they underate and never planned an evening meal. They're solid Monday to Thursday. Then the weekend is a blur of social situations they never thought about in advance. So here's your second daily action. Spend 5 minutes every morning previewing your day. Look at where the danger zones are. The commute home, the work lunch, whatever it is, that maybe it's the 9 p.m. sofa and cupboard raid situation. And now make 2 or 3 food decisions before you get there. Decide roughly what lunch will look like, what dinner will look like. I even suggest doing this on a Sunday, but at least the morning of. If you're eating out, decide in advance, like that you're going to go for a high protein option, a high protein main, and you're just going to leave it there for the most part. If drinks on the cards, decide how many before you even get there. You can pre-log them, pre-track them. And you don't need to be prepping 21 Tupperware containers every Sunday. You just need to nudge yourself further away from just winging it. Just one step further. And pack lunch instead of buying one. Pre-log your dinner before you even go out. Put your food scale on the counter where you can see it instead of the back of the cupboard. And when you plan a day, belly fat stops being about your character and starts being about your system. I can tell you, systems beat motivation every single time. And before we get into the third daily action, if you're enjoying this, hit like and subscribe so more people like you can actually see this video. Now, this is the one most men don't want to hear. Almost every guy I speak to already tells me they are doing the basics. And almost every time when we actually look at what's happening, the picture is a bit different. The training might be there, but nobody's tracking their weights, their lifting, or trying to actively progress them. And the food may be clean, but portions are being eyeballed and they're just eating way too much. Then they're hoovering those meals down in like 4 minutes flat. The protein is high, but when we actually add it up, calculate it, it's nowhere near what it needs to be for them. And this isn't because they're just lazy, but because the basics look a lot easier from a distance than they do close up. So here's what consistent daily execution actually looks like. And it's boring. On training days, you show up, you push your sets with good form, and you write down what you lifted in an app or on a paper, whatever you want. And then you know what to beat next time. And on rest days, you still hit your steps and your food targets because a rest day is a rest from training. It's not a rest from the process. And for movement, you want a daily step target you can actually hit. Don't focus your attention on one brutal cardio session a week to compensate for sitting down the rest of the time. Consistent daily movement makes staying in a deficit a lot easier without even having to starve yourself. And for nutrition, every meal should be built around protein first. Meat, fish, eggs, Greek yogurt. I'd say lean protein. Then you add your vegetables for fiber, and then fibrous carbs and fats around that. You want to eat slowly enough that your brain can actually register your full, because if you're finishing every meal in under 10 minutes, you're almost certainly overeating without even realizing it. Notice how I'm not talking about hormone hacks or specific foods or supplements. There's no secret here. But when you're actually executing the basics with precision and consistency combined, the mindset and the planning we've already covered, the lower belly fat starts moving. It really is that straightforward. And if you're doing everything right, but the belly fat still won't move, the most revealing thing you can do is track your food for at least 2 weeks. I would say indefinitely until you lose your belly fat. And most men who do this for even 2 weeks, they discover they weren't actually in a deficit. Well, the deficit they thought they were in. And not because they're just lying, but because without accurate data, you have no idea what's working and what isn't. This is the one most guys resist. And it's always the one that explains everything. When Dave first came to me, he told me he was already tracking his food and training consistently, but he couldn't understand why nothing was moving. So after watching some YouTube videos, his instinct was to try to cut carbs and to fast. And I've heard that hundreds of times. Instead of changing anything, I asked him to track diligently for at least 2 weeks. Every meal, every single snack, every single drink that had calories. Weigh the actual portions. Like, guess where you can't weigh, but log everything with no expectation so you can see everything. And then the results started coming almost immediately without me making any changes. And the only times his weight ticked up were the times he knew it would, when he'd be like overindulging for a couple of evenings. That was it. There was no mysterious hormone issue, no metabolic damage, and no need to cut carbs. Why would you make it harder than it needs to be? The data told the whole story. This is what I mean when I say most guys don't have a fat loss problem. They have a data problem. When you're eyeballing portions, forgetting to log the handfuls of nuts you grabbed at 3 p.m., or when you're tracking when you feel like you've been good, you're not actually tracking. You're just guessing, and you can't fix a problem you can't see clearly. So here's the fourth daily action. I would say indefinitely track and weigh your food for at least the time being while you're trying to lose belly fat. And definitely the calorie dense stuff like the oils, nut butters, cheese, rice, pasta that a lot of people just skip over. Log everything that goes into your mouth, including the smaller stuff, even the little chocolate you had in the office. This is where the deficit usually disappears. And of course, you want to know if it's working, so weigh yourself most mornings under similar conditions, then look at the weekly average rather than panicking about a single day. And track your waist every 2 weeks, just above the navel, see where your waist measurement's going. And tracking consistently, one or two things becomes clear. Either you realize you weren't actually in a deficit and your clean eating was still overshooting, which is still fairly easy to do. Or you confirm that you were actually in a deficit and we can make an intelligent adjustment rather than just cutting carbs or adding another supplement to the pile. This isn't a life sentence to track. You don't have to weigh your chicken forever, but you do need an extended period of accurate data to understand what's actually going on. After that, you could just check in occasionally, and your internal sense of portions becomes more reliable. Right now, for most guys, this just isn't. And honestly, tracking is one of the best nutrition lessons you can ever give yourself. So if you've been asking yourself why your belly fat won't shift, here's the honest answer. Most men are missing at least one of these four things consistently. The mindset to stop self-sabotaging progress, the daily planning to move reliance on willpower, the precision to actually execute the basics, and the honest tracking to know whether any of this is actually working. The cortisol belly, hormone lock, or insulin spiking from the wrong carbs. That's what fitness YouTubers keep selling you because it's way more interesting than the truth. But every credible voice in this space points to the same thing. Fat loss comes down to sustaining a calorie deficit through behaviors you can actually stick to. And that's it. So before you cut another food group or buy another supplement, ask yourself these four questions and be honest. Are you treating this like an identity shift or just another 30-day grind? Are you planning your days so the right choices are easy? Or are you still winging it and hoping motivation shows up? Are you actually executing the basics with precision and consistency, or just when you feel like it? And do you generally know what you're eating? Or are you still trying to eyeball your way to a lean midsection? Because get those four things right. Belly fat stops feeling like this mysterious thing that just won't shift. You just become the kind of man whom staying lean is just normal. You're not just committing to a 6 or 12-week transformation. This is just how you live. Yes, belly fat is usually the last place to go, but it will go when you're able to stay in the arena long enough. And if you've enjoyed this video, subscribe and watch this one next. I'll see you there.